dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the twilight.
I got love for you, no lie. I give my best, I try. Someday you'll touch the sky. You're an angel, look up, baby. Wipe all your tears away. I know it's been crazy, but keep your head up high.
Foot chase through the projects, dodging foreign objects. Street knowledge, I should've went to college. Odds stacked against me, surviving off instinct. 3 blocks from the precinct. Lil' homie caught a case, others lost family members. Product of his environment, projects produce violence in the middle of the streets, cause that's how we eat. Just I rap about the trap don't mean I ain't about peace.
We must stand together, all
Quiet time this morning. Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
And this is Kiana.
In the morning, Mr. Edmund.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the Columbus Project, the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That.
See that.
And we like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
The new
Gangster.
baby. And if you don't know,
Now you know.
now you know.
Good
Now you
morning, Mom.
know. Yeah. How y'all feeling this morning?
I made it.
Yes, sir. Me too.
So it's a blessing.
Me too.
Me 3.
Okay. Big shots out.
I sent the how we looking this morning.
You did. I responded.
You did?
I did.
Yeah. But then I thought about it. Your response was like, okay, I'm already up. So
I mean, I was up and I was sitting there, so I'm not even gonna lie, right?
Mm-hmm.
My alarm went off, and the first thing I looked is for you to text.
Oh, so you were looking for you were looking for the how you looking?
Yeah, I was, right?
Okay.
And then so when it didn't come through, I was a little disappointed at first.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Damn.
So
you ain't want to be the one to send it.
So I was like, because I'm not gonna be the one to send it.
Yeah, you're not gonna be.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to be really something going on for me to be the one.
Like, how we looking?
Yeah.
And for those who watching, if you don't know, when we send the how we looking this morning text, that's the cue to saying we don't want to come in.
Right. That's really what the cue
Run a rerun.
Yeah, run a rerun, put another show up. We'll see y'all on the next.
Good morning,
round.
Kimbria. Yeah. So the first.
So I said the how we looking this morning.
Right.
You didn't want to be the one to send it. Will not be.
Yeah.
And when you got it, yeah.
So when I finally got it.
She finally got you. So you knew it was coming. You had a feeling it was coming this morning.
I mean, yeah, because it was rumble in the jungle. It
Yeah.
sounded like
the
Mufasa
thunder,
out there.
Yeah, it really did. It was bad.
It did.
It did.
No,
like,
because you know
yeah.
the thunder is shaking the house and stuff.
Mhm.
It's like it sounds like the Lord is coming with the trumpets
I
and
swear.
and everything right now.
that's
Like
part of my motivation too. I'm like, man, I don't. But yeah.
But we here.
Yeah.
We are here.
We made it. Mr. Edmund, what's good with you, my brother?
I'm here, and it is on and popping for the 4th of July.
That's it. The 4th of July. So what is the 4th of July?
It is. So why were you looking for like the 4th of July? You know, okay, so
it's Freestyle Friday too.
It is Freestyle Friday.
Yeah.
So you know how like your children morph into you?
Okay.
And it's so Cheyenne's never been into politics.
Okay.
All right. And she really hasn't.
Good morning.
it ain't been her thing. Good morning.
Okay.
Right. And so she say, should we really be like this happy about the 4th of July? This is what she said. She
Okay.
was like,
Okay.
Juneteenth is where we really need to focus at.
It is.
Right. Which I agree.
Yeah.
Right. But I never thought like I hear from her.
Yeah, she done more. So.
Yeah, she's morphing into a mini Kiana.
That happened to me during this last electoral cycle with my daughters. I was surprised at how engaged they were around it. I shouldn't have been, but it kind of took me by surprise.
It's contagious.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty much like what you do, the people around you suck up in some way, no matter what, positive or negative.
That's true. That's true.
And you can see it in ways like that.
Yeah.
You know, but in other ways you don't see it.
Mm-mm.
Well, the thing, you can't force nobody, right?
Mm-mm.
Not your children, not nothing. But all you can do is show by example, and then people will eventually follow if they want.
Yeah.
So
you can drag them kicking and screaming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they super voters, but they just
yeah. They
shout out to all the super voters.
All the super voters
that vote every time it's time.
No. My daughter is a super voter too.
We celebrate super voters here.
Yes,
and we support child. And Independence Day though.
Yeah.
I was asked, what is Independence Day about?
Yeah, talk to me.
Right. And I was kind of stumped.
Okay.
I was taught in school, it was about independence from Britain or whatever. But then I also was taught about the black history of Independence Day too. You know, that the black soldiers was the ones actually kicking it off.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was like a trick question for me though.
What is Independence?
What is Independence Day? And it was an honest question, and I was like, dang, what is it?
Yeah. It's somebody's independence.
It's America's independence from Britain, I thought. That's what I thought. That's what I said. I didn't know.
I mean, it's when we think about it, the boldness of the move, the position that they took, like that's something that we can learn from.
And this is
It's something we can learn from.
The revolution.
It's something you can learn from.
Hey, it is.
It's also the anniversary, the 95th anniversary of the founding of the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
So the Nation of Islam was founded July 4th, 1930. And so 95 years, shout out to the NOI, man. 95 years of up and running. So it's a dual meaning for me and those of us in the nation. So you understand that American independence was one thing, but then to get to the point about learning from it, Master Farad Muhammad was like, today is going to be the day of the independence of the Black nation. And so July 4th, 1930 became our independence as a nation of people.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So that's NOI history.
Yeah.
Juma celebration today. Juma is the afternoon prayer celebration. There's a flag raising at our national headquarters that's going to be happening. It's also going to be happening all around the country at the different mosques and study groups that raising the flag, man. So yeah, so
there's a lot going on. So you know what?
Reframing the conversation around independence.
Yeah, and tomorrow is Jared's birthday.
Happy birthday, Jared.
Yeah, he would be
early birthday.
Yeah, he would be 5 tomorrow.
Yeah. So that was what year?
2020.
2020. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's when Jakari, the current baby boy, was born. So August. So I got out of the 3 of them
August.
in August. Yeah. And then my daughter is any day now. So
with the twins.
With the twins. So yeah, she'll be induced, I think. She's going in on Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah, she's going in on Sunday. And so we should be having some twins.
That's what's up.
Papa.
Early this week. So yeah, number 5 and 6. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Would you rather?
Would you rather?
All right, so would you rather is brought to you by Jerish Martin LLC. And when you're looking for high quality entertainment curation or top tier event stage management, look no further than Jerish Martin. Jerish Martin LLC offers professional entertainment consulting, artist coordination, and event management services to bring your next event to life. All right, would you rather confront someone who hurt you deeply and risk opening old wounds, or let it go and carry the weight silently?
Confront.
Okay. Not even a thought.
No.
All right. And why is that?
I mean, you can't heal what's not spoken of.
Okay.
Like if you don't speak about it, if you don't address the trauma and the drama,
Yeah.
it's always going to be a thorn in your side. You ever got like a splinter?
Yeah.
And if you don't get it out, even if the skin grow over it and you think you healed, but sometimes you might hit it.
Oh yeah, and it's tender and it's soft.
Tender.
Yeah.
Or there's always like a bump or something
That's
over
an
there.
infection.
Yeah, it could be.
Right.
It
No,
can
but
get infected.
it can be. And what happens is it spreads
Mm.
and you start to see it in other aspects of your life because you haven't addressed the real problem.
Okay.
So
confront someone who hurt you deeply and risk opening old wounds, or let it go and carry the weight silently, Mr. Edmond.
Ooh, so it's old already. So you say it's an old wound.
Well, it's an opening,
The reopening old
because
wound.
you might have been then
Moved
you
on.
think you moved on, but now you're gonna.
I mean, I don't think either one of those is an option for me because I'm not gonna carry it.
But if you had to choose one,
I wouldn't choose either. If I had to, I would, because I wouldn't carry it. You know what I'm saying? Because me personally, I probably wouldn't remember it.
okay.
Actually, it be gone. So it's so much going on, and I definitely ain't confronting somebody about some old stuff.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? That's just I can't see me in that.
you don't think that you carry it.
You probably do carry it, but
That's what I'm saying.
but,
That's what happens. It's like this is why did you look at all the people with trauma?
but releasing me from that, to me, has nothing to do with the other person.
So you letting it go and carrying it silently. That's what it sounds
But
like.
I ain't carrying it.
Because
just because you confront somebody that let it go and now okay, I'm done because I said what I had to say. I don't think like that. You get what I'm saying? I don't think like that. I don't think the other person holds the key to my letting it go.
That's what I said. That's
You
what
get what I'm saying?
because there's two parts to this question.
And I ain't gonna carry it either.
The first, but there's stable datum that says you let it go and you carry it silently. So a lot of the stuff, a lot of the trauma you think you let go, you don't. And you just put it somewhere, like it goes somewhere.
It does go somewhere.
Yeah,
it goes somewhere, and then you realize like you have triggers, and sometimes you don't know what those.
And that's right.
Yeah,
right? And then
you be mad about something, but it ain't really the thing that you think you mad about. Like you mad about something.
It's the trigger point.
It's the trigger,
right.
The pressure point. So yeah.
How about you, bro, John? Where you see yourself?
I'll confront it and just kind of deal with it. Yeah, I'm that one. I like to have a conversation about it. Clear the air, as they say. I'm big on clearing the air, like not just acting like I'm good when I'm not really good. Especially, you know what I mean? Or I don't mind, addressing elephants that's in the room. You know what I'm saying?
You definitely do.
Yeah.
Yes. If I ain't never learned nothing, as I learned how to address the elephant in the room from Brother John. So wait, hold on. Before we get started, it's something we need to address. He drop it on the table next year.
You're 100% right about that. Because I will I don't.
We have.
Come on, I've been there so many times. You don't let it go.
No, Brother John is super good at that. I will 100% because even though I like to address it, the Libra in me wants to be nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I want
say, is y'all all right? Don't say nothing, right? Well, okay then. Now, so we know something is going on. Go ahead and put it out.
In most cases, when I do that, everybody knows something going on.
But they don't say nothing.
Like, come on, we just gonna act like everybody cool. That's what we doing.
What it is?
That was a great one.
Go
we
ahead.
got all three of us back.
Yeah, that's right. And it gets a little loud.
And it gets
loud. I had a
lively.
few sips from about halfway in.
And then we back to
them big cups of coffee, y'all.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Not being able to talk again.
She called the time out.
Okay.
She did the intervention. Thank you, Renee, for tagging everybody too. What you got?
Thank you.
So cute. Yes, we're talking about confronting people. It was, and Mr. Edmond said that I do that, and it's true. I do. I will. I don't mind.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You was gonna say about how you want to.
Yeah,
no, you was gonna say how you want it. No, you was gonna say how you wanna, how the Libra and you wanna be nice.
Yeah, and so I be wanting to give people the benefits of the doubt, right?
Okay.
And not do confusion. I would you gotta push me there to kind of confront usually. And it just all depends on the scenario. Like in my sacred space and stuff like that, it just all depends. But I prefer to confront.
I'll be uncomfortable if I don't.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing.
And I don't like to be uncomfortable. I
And
don't
you
like the
shouldn't.
shit.
That's the whole
I
thing.
gotta sorry, I gotta say it. I gotta do.
But
this,
that's the truth.
Yeah.
It's because
Yeah.
you're uncomfortable. Like I hate the uncomfortability.
Yeah,
And the other person ain't uncomfortable. Like, you know what I mean? Like they and they know they wrong.
that's what they carry it silently. Like
Yeah.
I can't carry it silently. Like I don't really
I
have
gotta say something about it right now.
I ain't got no capacity. Like I ain't got my muscles ain't strong enough to be carrying all of that stuff. And then once you had a conversation about it, it usually it's not as bad as it is in your head anyway. Like
And that's what that opens up the door for the third one. Just let it go.
yeah, you just
It's like being like a monk, right? And you know what? It's not even on. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not. I was offended, and you know what? It's all right.
It's all right. Yeah.
And I ain't confront you. I ain't carry it. I just let it go.
No, but you know what?
Right there on the spot.
But you addressed it, and you didn't address it with that person.
Yeah, you address it with yourself. That's it. That's off top.
What's start there?
It does.
That's how you build.
Yeah, that's how I started. Start with yourself, and then is it necessary? And then, like I said, sometimes I've been in spaces where I have no intention on doing it, but then you'll say something, and what you said triggers me, and it's like, okay, now I gotta say something because I ain't really planning on saying nothing, but you said something that was like,
well, that's not since we brought it up.
What's coming up for me? What's coming up for me in this moment?
No, because we've been in spaces when I'm like, I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ride.
Yeah.
And then stop.
I've been in that space with you one time.
Yeah.
And then stop.
Yeah.
She took off. Because I will take off.
Yes. I've seen you take off.
So you on the spectrum all up and down.
Up and down the spectrum. So y'all put it in the chat. Let us know what you're doing. Would you rather confront somebody who hurt you deeply and risk opening old wounds, or let it go and carry the weight silently? Let us know. That's today's Would You Rather, and it's brought to you by Cherish Martin.
Mm-hmm.
So what's good, y'all?
Nothing. I see Jab. Good morning,
St.
Jab.
Pete Source.
Yes.
Big
Joy.
shout out to the source.
Yes. Look, she said Renee says she knows about that too a little bit. And we've been in them spaces, man. It's so much easier for my life at this point.
Yeah.
And when you get to a certain age,
Mhm.
like you have certain rights. And so I'm at that age where I think I got the right to say certain stuff. No, you think about it.
You do got the
You
certain
think
range.
about how like some of the older people in your family talk. We think they be talking crazy, but it's just you too old to not say what's on your mind.
It is some stuff that I feel like I have
I
the right
heard
to
that.
say. I'm gonna say that. Like I feel like I got auntie wisdom, right?
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
And I can do some stuff.
That's right.
But my auntie just got here.
Okay,
We
Auntie
talking
Betty.
Auntie Betty.
Yeah.
Now I can't
yeah.
wait till I get to
Yeah.
Auntie Betty.
Yes.
Big shout out to Auntie Betty.
Yeah, Auntie Betty, she will say it. So P-Tech. So P-Tech is celebrating historic achievement.
Okay.
It was two students from P-Tech that took home gold medals in web design and development at the prestigious Skills USA National Championships. The victory marks the first time that the Pinellas Technical College in Clearwater students earned top honors at the national level, showcasing the exceptional talent and training available at the college. Skills USA is a national nonprofit organization that empowers students enrolled in career and technical education to become skilled professionals and leaders. And the competition is the result of a tiered journey starting with local and regional contests, and then it progresses to state championships, and then it culminates in a national championship. And so shout out to P-Tech, PTC Clearwater, for winning the skills championship. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Coming
web
through.
design and development. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another salute to the National Newspaper Publishers Association, also known as the Black Press of America. They hosted their 2025 National Convention in Savannah, Georgia, celebrating 198 years of publishing.
Wow.
198 years. And I know about this because I work with the Final Call newspaper. And so since 1827, when the Freedom Journal first became the first Black-owned newspaper in the U.S., the Black Press has been our voice, our record, and our rallying cry, speaking truth to power, uplifting communities, and telling our stories. So shout out to the National Newspaper Publishers Association for their 198 years of publishing power.
Man, but speaking of, big shouts out to the Weekly Challenger.
Exactly.
Been holding it down here in the St. Pete, Tampa Bay area for about 60 years, 60 of them 190
Yeah,
years.
they've been in it. Been in it for Wow.
Y'all go to the weeklychallenger.com, man. Check out the Weekly Challenger, see what's new in the news.
Right on. We got a couple public service announcements. And so, public service announcement: there is a private sewer line rebate for St. Pete homeowners.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a homeowner in St. Pete, you may be eligible for $5,000 in rebates and repairs to replace the sewer pipes that connect your home to the city system.
Mm-hmm.
The city has launched a private lateral rehabilitation rebate program to reduce the sewer overflows and protect your home during heavy rains. So if your underground pipe is leaking or damaged, this program can help cover the cost of the inspection and repair. In fact, if you've already done the work after January 1st of this year, you may qualify for a retroactive rebate. It's a one-time rebate. It's available to eligible single-family homeowners on a first-come, first-served basis. You can learn more about it by going to stpete.org. You can go to private.lateral at St. Pete. And yeah, if you got pipes that's leaking outside, the city will pay to fix them. Shout out to that. All right, so breaking news. Diddy trial.
Diddy trial.
Mm-hmm.
So Diddy was found not guilty for racketeering and sex trafficking, but was found guilty on 2 charges of prostitution.
Yeah. Prostitution.
Both of them was one
under
count.
The Mann Act. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so here's my thoughts on it, right?
Yeah.
Racketeering charge, I think you got to have a criminal. They have to have more than one person on charge for the racketeering.
Okay.
It couldn't have just been him. So that was a bogus charge. The sex trafficking charge, I think that's really what he should have been charged with. Now, this is just my opinion.
They did charge him with it. I think they dropped that one, right?
No, they dropped like 8 charges.
Not that, but the sex trafficking is what they found not guilty. They dropped the arson, and some other stuff. But I know, but the sex trafficking they found him not guilty with. Now, participating in like prostitution and stuff like that, the only reason why I say that these charges actually on the other he wasn't guilty for it, now this is just my thought, is because all the evidence, like everything they presented, he was never the one that's participating. He was just watching.
Oh, okay.
It was the other ex. So he was doing the sex, like.
So he was bringing them in.
Right, flying people in.
But he wasn't the one that was actually doing it.
Every testimony talked about the girls having sex with the sex prostitution.
The sex workers,
yeah. But not him.
Okay.
So if I was on the jury, that's probably where I would have went with it. Like just listening to it. But
so for those who haven't seen it,
that's just my thoughts.
So it says here that in a highly watched case, music mogul Sean Diddy Combs was convicted on Wednesday of a felony charge under the Federal Mann Act for flying people, including his girlfriends and paid male sex workers, across state lines for sexual encounters. However, he was acquitted of the more serious charges of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking, which could have carried a life sentence. After 3 days of deliberation, the mixed jury verdict leaves the 55-year-old facing up to 10 years in prison.
Per charge.
Yeah. Okay. So 10 years per charge, they're saying. The prosecution accused him of using his wealth, intimidation, and drugs to coerce women into marathon sexual encounters with male escorts. The defense maintained all of the parties were consenting adults and argued that Combs' past violence did not justify the charges brought against him. What's next is the sentencing. So now that the trial is over, the sentencing is the thing that I guess people will be watching. Yeah. And the verdict, they said, could signal an end of an era for one of hip hop's most influential and controversial.
So I'm gonna say this also. It don't look like the judge like him.
Okay.
Because
he's a black man in America. What judge? Yeah.
Because he asked for a bond, they denied it.
Because that's how it usually works, right? Like if you get found not guilty, you get to come home.
But he was found guilty for 2, but they asked for a bond until the sentencing, and they said because he's a violent man that they wasn't letting him out.
Oh.
So if the judge determined your sentencing, because that's who's going to determine if he gets these 20 years, Diddy may be gone for 20.
Well, Doug, If they do them consecutive, what they do is it consecutive.
I mean,
How do
they
do
got guidelines in the feds, so these charges he got to fall under the guidelines,
That's right.
and it got to be what they call extenuating circumstances
Okay.
that the judge go. I mean, they can do whatever he want,
I
but
was about to say, like, you don't.
he gonna appeal it, but like
Yeah.
it's a high profile case. I mean, he could get 20 years, but the reality, a lot of times they put them all into one, and then
Concurrent. That's what it is. You got
concurrent or consecutive.
Yeah, there we go. That's what
Now they can do it consecutive. I mean, that's 10 more. But then they're gonna say, okay, then 10 is the max. What makes him deserve the maximum sentence?
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? That's the question gonna be.
Like
the max is 10. What did he do in this
situation here? Yeah.
In this,
to merit giving him the maximum sentence. Yeah.
Well,
you get what I'm saying? I mean, if the judge don't like him and he give him the max, he can, but
he can, and we see
that's the reality.
The reality is we've seen judges do
They do it. Yeah,
we
every
were
day.
talking about that Wednesday,
Every
where
day.
this judge, the prosecution was offering 2 years, and the judge gave a 4.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Yeah, that happens all
We
the
saw
time.
the drop queen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She got the max sentence for something that other people wouldn't have ever got
From
that
2,
much.
3 years. and-
Right.
Mhm.
And she got all that time. And then when she went up for her appeal, the judge who retired got unretired himself just to say,
No. But she out now. I follow her on Instagram and look like she's doing good things.
Yeah,
So,
big shouts out to Rashida.
Yeah, so check it out, y'all. It's 8:00. We got to take a break. For those who are in radio land, you're going to hear headline news and Democracy Now! And for those who are online, you'll get a couple commercials. It's an opportunity for you to go grab your coffee, tag a friend, tell a friend, and we'll be right back about 6 minutes after the hour. Tampa Bay Breakfast.
All right.
Across the country's heavily armed border. Plus, fans gather in.
asking me to speak today. What to the American slave is your 4th of July? I answer, a day that reveals to him more than all other days of the year the gross injustice and cruelty to which he is a constant victim. To him, your celebration is a sham. Your boasted liberty, an unholy license. Your national greatness, swelling vanity. Your sounds of rejoicing are empty and heartless. Your denunciation of tyrants, brass-fronted impudence. Your shouts of liberty and equality, hollow mockery. Your prayers and hymns, your sermons and thanksgivings, with all your religious parade and solemnity, are to him mere bombast, fraud, deception, impiety, and hypocrisy. A thin veil to cover up crimes that would disgrace a nation of savages. There's not a nation of the earth guilty of practices more shocking and bloody than are the people of these United States at this very hour. At a time like this, scorching irony, not convincing argument, is needed. Oh, had I the ability and could reach the nation's ear, I would today pour forth a stream, a fiery stream of biting ridicule, blasting reproach, withering sarcasm, and stern rebuke. For it is not light that is needed, but fire. It is not the gentle shower, but thunder. We need the storm, the whirlwind, the earthquake. The feeling of the nation must be quickened. The conscience of the nation must be roused. The propriety of the nation must be startled. The hypocrisy of the nation must be exposed, and the crimes against God and man must be proclaimed and denounced.
James Earl Jones reading the words of Frederick Douglass. When we
Wow, powerful. That's why they don't like NPR.
Yeah, that's why they're trying to defund NPR. Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. So you were just listening to James Earl Jones. He was reading a speech from Frederick Douglass titled "To What Is Independence Day for a Slave?"
Woo.
Yeah, and he was basically, historically, they were saying he was invited. Frederick Douglass was invited to give a speech to a group of political figures in his day. And it was the day after when they were celebrating Independence Day, and he basically told them all the real. He gave them the real.
I love it.
Yeah, he gave them the real. Like, look, while y'all was celebrating and doing all of that stuff, man, we was in chains. Y'all, it's just crazy.
Yeah,
yeah. And at the time that it was happening, I think Black people were still slaves when he was giving the speech. He was an abolitionist speaking, so it might have been like 1863 or something like that before the Civil War. But yeah, that
answered my question earlier.
What is Independence Day?
There you go.
Well, there you have it, y'all.
So welcome back to the second hour.
Yeah, I'm your brother John,
and this is Kiana,
and I'm Mr. Edmonds.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project at the Community Development and Training Center, aka CDAT. And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
the new
gangsta.
Before we went on break, we were talking about Diddy, right? Okay. And then we have our off-air conversation. Yeah. So I will say that we was talking about the charges, right? And I said the racketeering was a no. Sex trafficking, I was like, I could see, but now I'm at a no.
Okay.
With the sex trafficking, because you have to get a profit from it. As
in order to be trafficking, you have to be making a profit from the
right, and he didn't
exchange. Yeah.
Right, and he didn't make a profit off of it.
Okay.
I mean, he was being freaky.
Yeah.
And then the other two.
It's illegal right now. It's illegal.
Being freaky.
He was being freaky.
And the other two charges would have been a no.
Would it be free?
I mean, think about what was happening in the 90s and 2000s.
This is how I feel about prostitution.
I think it was okay then.
Oh Lord,
I mean,
I want to hear this.
I mean,
no, she say what she feel about prostitution.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is how I feel about
I think I feel like you.
Without even hearing.
how I feel.
I know how you feel. Go. What?
Talk to me.
I feel like, honestly, it's your body. Do what you want.
See, I know it. I know it. I know it.
Like, it's your,
you pro-choice.
But we're Christian.
Go ahead.
That's awkward pause.
I mean,
that's that. I think that's the rationale behind the prostitution laws.
Like you can't,
the laws.
You can't sell your
it's nobody know. They don't want you to get no abortion.
But you can fornicate under the consent of the king. That was the thing.
That was?
Yeah, fornication under the consent of the king.
Are you serious?
Where they would give you that you could pay and be all right with, you know,
as
long as you pay the tribute to the king would be like, you know what, you can get an exception.
Somebody should have told Diddy that.
Yeah. He had it for a long time.
What you mean?
But
he was on the wrong side. He found himself on the wrong side.
On the wrong side of the king.
And I'm not
you gotta be right.
He had it for a while. He had consent because they knew what was going on.
They did. They said they had that video. They said CNN had that video.
That video showed you being a violent man.
Okay.
Right? It didn't show him like dragging her in.
Whatever videos they got though.
The ones that the people who took that was at the parties. Like people who was there who
you don't think somebody ain't sent that to CNN or somebody? I think I can guarantee you somebody had something just like they sent that video. How they got that video?
Yeah.
I will tell you this: if there was a video, it might have been already out, but they may wait till he get out and leak another video.
Yeah. Don't you dare get out of line. But you still got you.
Because again,
they don't give up. They don't give up.
But I really think this whole trial was to attack his ego and the person that he is, to tell him like you're not that powerful.
But what about his business interest? And like, so you know what? Again, you know, when you start putting it in the context of like what Michael Jackson was doing, right? What Bill Cosby was doing from the business side of it, like the power plays, the power moves, like what he was doing with Revolt. The stuff he was doing with electoral politics,
vote or die, and all that.
The alcohol business and how he was disrupting some of the norms and the traditions in this, you know, in these industries.
And you forget that David was starting a black political party.
Yeah.
And this
I think it was called All Black Party or something
right.
like that.
And so when he was doing this, you got to think that,
you can
listen, you can give them music, make them get drunk. You can make sure people have parties. Like you can be known for that, but you're not going to be known for making a movement.
Because them viral clips that was coming out of them revolt summits was like was big news for us. I mean, for me anyway, just to see like how he had Killer Mike on the stage, T.I., you know. They had that debate with him and Candace Owens.
Well, they don't straight erased all them off the internet.
Wow, all of them.
Yeah.
But look at it. So again, you got to be careful because they take our focus one place so they can erase something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you get this smoking stream, like everybody been talking about Diddy and these freak-offs, right?
Yeah, but it's something else going on so serious.
Right. And what it was is the stuff that's going on so serious is about our freedom
right.
and about our liberty and everything else. But yet now we don't talk about any of that anymore.
Yeah, it's all about him being freaky, which you know,
that's not a crime for being freaky.
It is now.
I mean,
it's been a precedent has been set.
Yeah,
You
you can't move like that.
But on the flip side, you seen the people outside was like, "Yo, what a freak off!" Like people, there's freaky people out here.
Yeah,
still want.
That's how you might be able to make a comeback. A freak off at a mansion and make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Don't fly nobody.
Go straight. Hugh Hefner. You get what I'm saying? Because you have instances of people.
Hugh Hefner?
Yeah. That's what they do. That's what he did. He made a whole empire off of it.
Hugh was doing what Diddy did and what R. Kelly did.
Okay.
And he was okay.
Yeah.
And everybody talking about freak ass.
Wow. All right, so in other news, there was a father who jumped overboard to save his daughter on a Disney cruise. Did y'all see that?
No.
It was in a dramatic rescue at sea. A father leaped into the ocean to save his young daughter after she accidentally fell from the fourth deck of a Disney Dream cruise on their return from the Bahamas this past Sunday. According to witnesses, the girl slipped overboard while her father was taking her picture near a railing. The man overboard alert was quickly sounded, and the ship's captain turned the vessel around as the crew members deployed a rescue boat. Passengers watched in shock as the father and daughter, because when she fell, there was a video of they didn't have her falling, but they had him jumping. Like soon as she fell, he jumped in, went in, saved his daughter, treaded water for about 10 minutes before being safely pulled from the ocean. The incident occurred on the last day of a 4-day cruise. And they said while falls from cruise ships are rare, they are typically not survivable. Only 9 of the 25 overboard incidents in 2019 resulted in successful rescues. So shout out to the dad, man. She fell overboard.
Heads up.
And he went.
I would have jumped too.
Yeah,
you gotta have presence of mind, boy.
I think you gotta have not presence of mind just to go. Because if you think about it too long, then you're gonna be stuck. But I think as a father, when your child go overboard, like
as a parent, they say, hey, I don't care if my life in danger, but I'm gonna do everything to save yours.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how old she was. They didn't say how old the girl was, but
Disney gotta come through.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there's some safety precaution or something that
how she slipped.
The railing, he was getting ready to take a picture.
She must have been sitting on the railing. How you gonna?
Well, I don't know, but
because I know the railing go all the way down.
Ooh, they finna get a pretty penny.
Ooh.
And have you ever been on a Disney cruise?
No, Disney gonna say no. That was you.
No, it's gonna be settled for undisclosed.
Yeah, they are.
They ain't gonna tell you what they did.
Disney make a lot of money on those.
He ain't gonna be able to talk about what he got. They probably won't issue no apology or nothing, but they gonna take care of him.
Yeah, right. They get about 5,000 people on there to spend money with them for about a week.
Yeah, because to think about
he probably need 10.
Have it out that our ships are not safe. They can't have that.
And that cruise probably at the minimum cost them $1,500 per person.
Are you serious?
Disney cruises are very expensive.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, shout out to the dad. He jumped overboard, saved his baby.
I'm jumping too.
All right. So with the big ugly bill,
the big ugly bill,
refer to it, the big bill passed.
So people don't know. For people. It is 9. I think maybe only 2 Republicans didn't vote for it, but they had enough votes to get across the line. So in the a lot of cuts.
Yeah,
a lot of cuts. So instead of having the world or the biggest fight, the biggest cut.
I got some of it here. They're talking about the social impacts of the big bill, and this was from an update from Congresswoman Kathy Castor that she sent out last month. So I don't know how much of this has changed. But some of
your mic and step back. You muffled.
Yeah. So some of the things that was in that the bill that would affect us, health coverage loss. They said the bill would leave 16 million Americans without health insurance. That hits especially hard in Florida, where over 4.6 million people use the ACA marketplace, and where healthcare jobs are a major part of the economy. There's a lot of hospitals, clinics, and home healthcare agencies in Florida that will be impacted by this. Ballooning the national debt. They said it adds $2.4 trillion to the national debt, putting pressure on local spending for things like affordable housing, hurricane recovery, and infrastructure relief. Higher electric bills. Floridians, especially those in St. Pete, would face increases
we just got one.
Yeah, for our electric bills. So increases of $230 to $400 per year in household utility costs, even as people are already struggling with rising insurance. Here's another one of the big ones that they've been talking about is food insecurity. The cuts will remove nutrition support for 3 million Americans, including children, seniors, veterans and working parents in St. Pete who rely on SNAP benefits. And then the other part of that, when they talk about the ripple effects, is less SNAP benefits means spending less money in local grocery stores, farmers markets, and food programs that are run.
It's going to be a dip
in all of that because
most grocery stores get food stamps.
Yeah, and that money that they're getting from the food stamps, they're not about to be getting. And so there's also deep racial disparities because SNAP cuts disproportionately impact Black and Latino families, particularly historically marginalized communities.
Even though it's more white people.
It's turning. Hit the mic for me.
Hey.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
That's what they say, disproportionately impact.
Because
when you look at
the proportion.
the proportion.
Yeah.
But yeah, more white people get it than Black people overall.
Yeah.
But the percentage of the population is us, like the highest percentage of the population. You know, they got them numbers that they work. Child tax credit rollback. The bill would slash expected the expanded tax credits from $3,600 per child to now just $1,000 per child. So when you waiting on them tax returns, and if you got like 3 kids and you getting that $3,600 credit per kid, but that's like $9 and some change. Well, now it's only going to be $1,000 per child. Again, this directly hurts working families that are trying to balance child care costs with rising housing costs. Maternal health gaps is another one. They also are rolling back federal housing investments, which undermine local efforts. For those who like in the Pinellas County Urban League and the city's Affordable Housing Solutions Task Force. Climate and hurricanes. They're cutting FEMA and NOAA funding. Which also places, our communities at risk. I did see though there was a silver lining, I guess, in the Florida budget, but about the $1 million for Shore Acres, and then there was $1 million that came from the state for the Manhattan Casino to help with the renovations there. But on a national level, again, this big ugly bill is going to have some long-term repercussions.
I think what got to be done, and we got to take care of ourselves. We got to come together as a unit and figure out ways to lessen the impact of this stuff. The states and the cities gonna have to step up. So a lot of those grants that was coming from the federal government, they're gonna have to be filled by state and city. And I think that's ground shaking because like they say, they just did a jobs report and most of all the hires came from local governments.
That's who was hiring.
That's who did all the hiring, local governments and local officials.
That's taking me back to 2019 when you was job coach.
But you get what I'm saying?
You was the job coach,
and
you was trying to get the local government to do the
hire these people. I was telling them they ain't want to listen.
They ain't want to listen. Now
I was ahead of my time, brother John.
You was ahead of the time.
I was telling them, but
that was 6 years ago.
Yes, how to get? Come on, y'all, the biggest employers.
Right.
Let's turn up the employment. But okay, long story short, that we got to step up because like this stuff is finna happen. And if people don't get politically active, if people ain't gonna get at least get socially active, at least get active with your people, you get what I'm saying? Don't just be a crash out and just say F everything. Right? Because that's where they got us at. They're like, we got F everything. We can't do it right now.
You can't do it right now. And just like they were able to change it, if we get our ish together, we can change it back.
It's
gonna take
uphill road though.
But it was an uphill road for them to get there.
They kept pushing. They've been pushing for a long time.
Since 80s?
Pushing for a long time.
But still, that's still just a continuation of a play that started in 79.
Thank you, Gary.
Look at it from 79 to we're 2025.
Then it took all our rights. What that 45 years?
For them to get
what is that 45 years?
No.
Yeah.
79.
Yeah.
You know exactly how long ago that was.
It's definitely that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Wow.
Yeah, and they've been at it for a while, y'all. So.
Yes, stay politically active, y'all. Get active and even if you
about being politically active, also being balancing that with social activism, right? Get engaged with your community, get involved with your neighborhood.
One or the other. You can do
You can do all of the above because I think they're interconnected, right?
They are.
That's what I found out in 2013, 2014 was that the grassroots social community activism was directly tied to that political activism because a lot of the things that we were advocating for and trying to do in our community was being hindered by policy. And so now you got to get policy changes and also have resources allocated to be able to do the things that you want to do in the community. And so, yeah, it's definitely a connection.
From the bottom up, not from the top down.
And meet in the middle. We need people at the top working from the top down, and we need people at the bottom working from the bottom up. But we're just having these conversations so that we get better outcomes. That's the missing ingredient, because a lot of times the people at the top working from the top down are not in conversation with the people on the bottom, and they think right or wrong that this is a good idea, but they don't understand the impacts. And then the people at the bottom have a good idea, but they don't understand how to actually get it done. And so you thinking that the person at the top really not doing nothing,
but that's not what.
But it's just like their hands may be tied. Like you know what I'm saying.
So I be thinking long game, right? So this all politics, right?
Yep.
So we about to enter into a local political season here, right? So now we gotta start paying.
Yep.
Like that tab that was covered by the national election. Now we gotta cover that tab.
No, I think they did it the other way because what they put it on the same schedule as the national election.
But the national 26?
Yeah, so the national, so what they did, like I think St. Pete elections would have been last year.
Yes.
But because
during the presidential election.
No,
when Trump got elected, we would have been going for governor.
It would have been 23.
No, it would have been.
No, I'm talking about St. Pete. The only one that changed was St. Pete.
Yeah, St. Pete. Yeah. The mayor's election.
Because that's how I ended up doing 2 years instead of one.
Right.
Because they moved it, which gave me another year.
Yeah.
So I was appointed in 2022. The election would have been 2023.
Right.
But it ended up being moved
to
2024, which got Corey in. Right. And so 2024, Corey was elected. 2025.
That's saying with Trump right?
Same time. Yeah. And so now next year is going to be mayor and 4 city council seats.
Right.
But then the following election will be an electoral cycle. And the whole point of that I'm making is that once they moved it, it's going to cost more for candidates.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And us as the citizens.
No. That you save the cost because when you do it on an off-year election,
the citizens have
to pay because it's not an election going on. So now you have to. But if there's an election already going on, it helps.
Okay,
it helps cut the cost.
Okay,
it helps cut the cost because now the supervisor of elections is already in electoral mode.
Yeah,
and you just giving them your contribution to it, as opposed to they're not in electoral mode, but you have an election. Now it's you paying for your election, and so they moved it to be able to save that cost. But long story short, we got to stay involved. We got to stay engaged. I saw this thing that said it was thousands of Philadelphia city workers that are on strike. So nearly 10,000 municipal workers in Philadelphia have gone on strike, demanding better pay, benefits, and causing citywide disruptions in essential services like trash pickup, 911 dispatch, and pool and recreation services. So here's what's happening. The District Council 33, which is the largest municipal union in Philly, they began striking on Tuesday. Workers include trash collectors, 911 dispatchers, water department staff, and more, but not police and firefighters. What their demands are, let me see, hold on. Well, let me tell you about the services that are impacted. So the services that are impacted, this is what they're saying. Their cry is, we make the city work. So the residential trash collection has been suspended. Some city pools have been closed. Recreation centers have reduced hours, and then 911 and non-emergency calls may experience the delays because of this strike. What they're asking for is an 8% annual raise for 3 years, cost of living adjustments, and bonuses of up to $5,000. So yeah, they actually causing a big problem up there in Philly as it relates to the political spectrum by understanding that the power's in the people. So yeah, they say they make the city work, and that's exactly what they are doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a powerful thing they do. I hope they get what they're asking for.
Yeah. I hope so too, man.
It's gonna be a change because, right, a lot of these cities they're gonna have to pull their bootstraps up. They're gonna have to pay for a lot of stuff and a lot of the frivolous spending and the waste. They're gonna have to cut it because you're not gonna have the federal government backing you like that. You know, because a lot of people don't know a lot of our money and a lot of the services we get come from like a federal pot of money.
Yeah.
That they get. Law enforcement get a pot. It's like several pots, right? Wow.
Yeah.
So I will tell you, there's still going to be federal money. They're cutting stuff for the working class people.
Yeah.
You got to think.
They cutting states off like NOAA. NOAA is like
National Oceanic Administration.
Yeah, and it's like bigger than it's big because now the states or the cities gonna have to pay for that. So somebody gonna have to pay for it. Like we need NOAA, especially Florida, for those hurricanes, for them storms. That's how they track it. So if the federal government don't pay it and the state don't pay it, who left?
Again, the
Either
working
it
class.
happen or it don't.
Yeah. So the working class people are.
Oh yeah, it's coming, y'all. Yeah, y'all. Come on. And that's messed up.
Yeah, it is.
And then Social Security, like a lot of these services, what is these people gonna do?
This is what Mr. Teresa says. The passage of the big ugly budget bill is one of the reasons why some of us are exploring the possibilities of leaving this country. This federal administration doesn't care about the poor, the elderly, and the most vulnerable people in our country.
Wow.
And people are talking about leaving. I done talked to a couple people that was talking about actually leaving the country.
I know some people that have.
That already have?
Yeah, and set up and enjoying life.
Yeah. Carrie says the work the South St. Pete neighborhoods like Charles Park has been doing all of this time is the way forward. It works. Keep it up. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah. You listen to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, y'all. It's Freestyle Friday. And if you would like to support, you can go to 99gemstoberg.com, hit that donate button, and you can also like, share the page, and give us some stars if you want to do that. You can follow Carrie's example. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate the stars. She gave some stars. So send us those stars. Your support goes a long way, and we really, 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 did I say really?
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. So, today, 4th of July, Larry Bryant was supposed to come in.
Okay.
But I think the Rumble in the Jungle.
Yeah, he sent the how you looking text without sending the how you
Yeah.
Okay.
So today.
The Rumble in the Jungle?
Yeah, that
the thunder.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What?
That had a different connotation, but yeah, no.
It was because it was, but he relaunched his book that he did, Certified Soldier, based on a true story about when he went to the military. It dropped today on Amazon.
Okay.
So I can't remember when he wrote it because it's been some years ago.
He re-released.
He re-released it. It was a good read before, but now he said it's a great read now because that was his first book. He just kind of did it, and now after getting all this knowledge and life wisdom, he has now upgraded the book and made it now a great read, so you can get it on Amazon.
Hey,
so St. Pete owns, yeah.
Thank you, man, for that. Cause Larry, I'm gonna tell you, inspired me. I've been working on a book or 2 or 3, and I'm just inspired. Big shouts out to Duvay as well. The whole Manifest Your Dreams, and all that stuff. Because I'm inspired, man. That book, I've been sharing it. I mean, I've been liking it. I don't think I shared it maybe once, but I really like the cover, good work. And all authors, come on, Tampa Bay Breakfast Club, man. Get with Keanu, y'all. Come on.
Because the first was now is more narrative.
Yeah, he touched it up. Yeah,
he really touched it up.
What they call it, revision.
Right, because the first one, it had a picture of him on it, and it was his story. But now it's more of a conversational piece that he's having, and it's not necessarily
like a dialogue.
Yes,
I got 2 books that's about 65-80% done, and I'm pushing hard to get them done.
Press go, man. Press go. That because
gotta finish.
That's gonna make me, because I'm gonna be like, man, how you?
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Shouts out to all.
It is.
Great work, Doc.
And if you know anything about the Collard Green Festival, we have an area for authors to sell, to sell your books.
Okay, cool.
Oh, go ahead.
Zuckerberg has launched Meta's Super Intelligence Lab.
Oh Lord.
Super intelligence for who? Meta makes a power move in AI. So Meta is now in full race mode. They've created a new division called Meta Super Intelligence Lab, or MSL, to push ahead in the AI race. Zuckerberg says that this is the beginning of a new era for humanity, and Meta will lead the way. He said the goal is personal super intelligence for everyone. Personal super intelligence for everyone. This is the part where you ask me, what is personal super intelligence for everyone?
What is personal super intelligence?
I'm shaking my head. No.
Go
ahead.
Thank you for asking. Zuckerberg says that he wants to deliver. This means that AI is not just smart, but acts like your personal brain assistant. It learns from you, helps you make decisions, manages your life, and grows with you. It's basically like Siri or Alexa, but way more advanced. So think about scheduling your life, negotiating your bills, writing your emails, even helping you figure out your personal goals. That's what he's referring to. So yeah.
Can I raise my hand?
You got your hand raised.
Okay, I want to say this. So I've been talking about this thing, Megan. This movie, Megan.
Yeah. I saw it. I actually watched it.
I did too.
Not the one. I watched the first one.
I did too.
Okay.
Megan,
have you seen it? It's a Megan. Megan is a. Not that one. She becomes. It's like it's a toy, but it's learning and
sound just like that.
Yeah, just like Siri. It sounds just like what I just read.
Yes, it sounds just like
that's Megan. What I just described.
Yes, and then you see how
it grow with you and learn with you.
Yeah,
and it just became attached to this, the child. And then the whole purpose of Megan was to protect the child from any harm, but the way that the computer perceived harm and protection was just off the rail.
And that's how, originally it was not to protect, like they, in the movie, you see, they added that in there. They was like, you're supposed to protect and make sure she's not harmed. And then she
started computing. Like, okay, that's my mission. And when she got the assignment, she really got the assignment. Yeah.
Right. So
how you feel about that? I know Mr. AI, Mr. Edmund, you real big in AI. What are your thoughts on this personal super intelligence for everyone?
I mean, I think it has a
with you and figure out, like, mirror you and all this other stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, I'm going to tell you.
It's freaky.
It's something. See, right now, it makes you sound smart.
Mm-hmm. But what happens when it no longer does that? When it becomes intelligent and self-aware. It becomes self-aware.
It start acting like, for example. But listen, this is there's no regulation.
Yeah.
There's no regulation on AI right now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a free fall. It's like the gold rush, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just like my earlier analogy, think about if there was no regulations on hammers. There's a regulation on hammers.
I mean, there's
regulations. You have to do certain things. You have to talk to certain people. There's certain things you have to do. None of that applies to AI.
Okay.
None of that applies to AI.
That's what Biden was trying to do.
They have to ask nobody nothing.
Yeah. I'm gonna just move this
They say they can't hear you.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't. But you.
Just, because what happens once you start peeking? Because I hear him in my head.
I hear
him in my headset, but
Yeah.
I'm reading the comments. They say we didn't hear a
'Cause
word
it'll
that
peak,
Jabbar
so I
said.
think that's a good space.
Okay, how about that?
You just don't lean in.
How about that?
Yeah, I think that'll work.
Yes.
Don't eat it. That's what they say.
AI is really the next level.
Okay.
There's no regulations on it, and anything is possible at this point.
And then how far should they regulate it? That's the other piece of it. Like when you start talking about regulations, like now you go from no regulations to like
heavily regulated. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna go from no regulations. I think me and you was talking about this. It's gonna go from no regulations to they're gonna strip it.
Yeah.
They're gonna because
it is revolutionizing work and
everything.
And what you do, how the time it takes for you to get stuff done. Like again, it's a tool, and it depending on how you use the tool.
It's very helpful.
Yeah, depending on how you use the tool.
If you're using the tool,
because some people are so scared of it that they won't even touch it.
But here's a fact: a lot of people don't know. A lot of Black people are early adopters of AI.
Yeah,
like, we were some of the first and most users, right?
Okay,
but that's also like a downside to that too, right? Because they got our data, they got our brains.
I think with all of that stuff, that's the other piece too about the data. Like I think at this point, we've hit yes to accept terms and conditions so much, we don't know what them people really got.
Right.
How many apps have you downloaded? How many websites have you signed up? And when you go to them apps, or even when you buy a new phone, it's asking you to give them certain permissions, give them certain rights, give them certain access. When you open a new email account, it's saying, giving and so I think you've checked yes in that box so much.
They got dibs on your kidney.
Man, they got
they got your left eye. They got your left eye. You don't know, but don't worry, when you pass, we're gonna come get your left eye.
Ask yourself this question, and I had to do this myself too, because I was working on a new productivity suite, and I'm downloading the suite, and it was asking me, would I give them access to read my emails, delete my emails, and I'm like, whoa, I don't want to give them that. But then I thought about it. Matter of fact, shout out to Tasha Edmond. She 22nd in tech. She was like, you gave them this stuff already. But now just because this particular app is making it explicit, saying this is what you're giving them, now you don't want to do it. But all of them other apps ask the same thing, but they just bury it. Like you just don't see it. It's not explicit, but they reading your emails, they reviewing your content. They have the right to delete your stuff. And so again, ask yourself this question. How many times have you checked, yes, I agree to the terms and conditions, and not read those terms and conditions?
I've glanced them.
Okay.
I've never really read
and then
them.
when you do see more and it's that little bitty scroll button and you got to scroll down.
Yeah.
Man, people not reading that stuff. And if you're not reading it, there's no telling what type of permission you already done gave you.
So I want to give a big shout out to St. Pete Strong, right? In the computer tech camp they just had.
Yes.
Because this is the future. We got to get involved in this.
Yeah, we do.
We can't be behind it, right? This is a data and information gold rush. Right?
Yeah.
It's a gold rush for this stuff. And how many of us are involved in any capacity?
Yeah.
Besides logging on to Facebook.
Yeah, very few. Most
you get
of
what I'm
us
saying?
Are consumers.
Not
producers.
Like.
All right. But we got to ask Kiana.
All right, run it.
All right. So Ask Kiana. The Ask Kiana is being brought to you as part of brought to you by the One Community Grocery Co-op. We want to give a shout out to ocgc.coop. Make sure that you go there, visit the website, and become a member owner today. So Kiana, should dad be expected to buy everything when his kid comes to visit? Dear Kiana, I need to know if I'm wrong for being frustrated. Every time my child comes to visit me, their mother sends them with absolutely nothing. No clothes, no toothbrush, not even pajamas. She says I should be buying everything they need while they're with me. I don't mind providing for my child, but it feels like she's doing this out of spite or to prove a point. It's not about the money. It's about the principle. I feel like I'm being set up to look like I don't take care of my kid if I don't go out and buy new stuff every time. Should there be some kind of shared effort in this, or is it really all on me when my child is under my roof?
Okay, Dad, you shouldn't have to buy a toothbrush every time. Once you buy one, what you doing with the toothbrushes? You throwing them away? Like you? I mean, Dad, like what are you doing? Like I get what you're saying. Like Purchase the stuff for your house and have it at your house. Don't sit just the same.
No clothes, no toothbrush, no pajamas.
Right. So have your own set over there. And when they leave, you send them right back how she sent them to you. That's it.
Like, then that become a problem too.
No, they don't become a problem.
You got my baby in the same clothes he had on when they left.
It don't matter. No. You watch but they watch.
I done seen it all before.
It don't matter. So what? Listen, they were good enough for them to come to me with these clothes on. They're not good enough for them to go back.
When you walk in the door, take your clothes off, put them by the door. And now I'm gonna put on here's the why you here clothes. And then once you're getting ready to leave, take them clothes off, put them back in the drawer, and take the clothes that you had on and go home with the clothes on.
What we doing? But what I'm saying, this is so like listening to this. Yeah. Like even if they don't go back with the same clothes that they came in with, right? Mm-hmm. You keep those clothes. You just wash them and recycle them and put them in their drawers. Like, what are you doing with their stuff?
Sending them home with it. If I buy it and it's like you packing up your stuff, this
is your stuff at the house.
But for when you here.
Yes. Yeah. Like if it's two households, who don't have the stuff at your two households? So dad, be a little bit smarter. Like the stuff that you buy, don't send over there.
Okay.
Like keep it.
That's what she doing.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like she doing. She's sending them as is with this, because the stuff that she got for them at the house, that's what they got at the house. But when you come, you ain't like he's responsible for getting them stuff when they there.
And so have the stuff there. But you don't have to rebuy every time. Now, this is why you probably have to rebuy. How often are you seeing your children? Okay. Because are they outgrowing their stuff? So now you have to do it. So if you're not on a regular schedule, yes, every time they come over, you got to buy something.
I seen the hand. I don't know. That took off.
Because I'm just thinking, like, if you got
you got to buy everything.
Pretty much. That's what it sounds like.
Like, I mean,
when they come, they're your responsibility.
Yes, yes. I'm sorry.
Okay, I hear that.
Like, and this is not unfair.
Okay.
Hey, why did you feel the need to say that? Why did you feel the need?
Because he's trying to see what he got to do.
He said, should there be some kind of shared effort in this, or is it really all on me when my child is under my roof? And I guess, it's all on you.
It don't.
No, it does.
I want to hear Mr. Edmund. He said, "Don't worry like that." So how does it work?
Because it's our child. If it's under my roof, then when it go on your roof, then you got to do everything, and that ain't the way it is.
It is.
That ain't the way it is. Because you still got to give and help your child get clothes when the child ain't at your house.
But even if you
get what I'm saying. So that
should be like school clothes, right? Like when you're doing school shopping.
Only the child live with got to buy school clothes.
That's different.
See?
That's different. Okay. So what I'm saying is, so when you're looking at the share, like school clothes, that's a one big purchase. Everybody go out there and say, "This is what we're doing." But no. But when the child is at the mother's house and the toothbrush is gone, do you think she's calling him and say, "Yo, I had to just buy a new toothbrush. Can you send it?" No, she's just purchasing a toothbrush.
Yeah, but if she needs to. If there's a request, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but if there's a request, so if he has a request,
you say she need your daughter need a toothbrush.
Yeah, all right,
I'll drop a toothbrush.
I got you.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
But when she come to my house, make sure she bring that toothbrush with her.
Come on, we got to get this. We got to get away from this, y'all. We got to take the child as our child and do it for us and do it for each other and do it all together, right?
Yeah. You need to have stuff at your house. That's it.
Okay.
Like that's just the bottom line. Unless it's a special occasion or something like that, where you're doing something doing the daddy-daughter dance thing, or the mama picked out the dress or whatever the case may be. Like everybody, we're all responsible adults.
But don't send the stuff that you buy with them when they go.
You can if you want to. Because she still
because if you leave them shoes, put them shoes on your mama came with, put them raggedy shoes that she don't go with them new shoes. That's all I'm saying. You
buy them new shoes that they can only wear when they're at your house.
This is what the problem is if you're not seeing your children.
That's crazy to me.
No, it is very crazy.
So I'm taking you shopping. I'm buying you a brand new pair of shoes, but when you leave and go back to your mama's house, you got to leave them new shoes I just bought you. That's what we doing.
Yeah, so we have clothes at your house.
Have shoes when you get there.
Yeah, if you need clothes at your house, then you keep your stuff.
That's tough. I'm not signing up for that.
I'm telling you,
I'm not
like,
signing
I
up
bought
for
you
that.
new shoes. You now
Come
you can run faster. You remember when you put on new shoes and it make
You
you
can't run
fast?
faster when you leave here.
You can only run faster when you come here. I want to send you home with the go ahead.
We'll send them home with it, but then
But when she sent them back,
she ain't got nothing.
No, they had some shoes. When he didn't walk, the child didn't walk over there barefoot.
It's a
like, no.
It's a.
You can't take off for this one.
Because
No, you don't.
Stupid.
Every time,
Lord.
every time my child comes to visit me,
Every
their
time.
mother sends them with absolutely nothing. No clothes.
So they
no toothbrush, not even pajamas. She says I should be buying everything they need when they're with me.
But they came there. So you telling me that she handed your child to you butt naked? No shoes, no clothes, no. Stop that. They came there with something
with an outfit on, but that was
okay,
it.
that's fine. You got your stuff at your house.
Yeah,
But
it's like quarantine. Take it off at the door.
But see what it sounds like? No,
because that's what you're gonna put on when you go back home.
But what it sounds what it sounds like is that the father is not getting them on a consistent basis. Because if he did, he would have stuff at the house that they could fit. But if you're going months without seeing your children, then the shoes is not going to fit.
That's why I take the exception, because maybe he's buying it, but when she go with a bag.
You need clothes at your. Why would you send all the clothes that you need?
Because he that dude, and he expecting when she comes, she gonna bring clothes with her.
But you already know what you're dealing with.
But that's why I'm saying you can't say that he not getting his children. He probably getting his children buying the stuff, and then when they leave, she leave with a bag.
You had something in the store.
You did too. You say the man ain't getting his children. It don't say that.
I say it's a possibility.
And I'm saying it's a possibility that when she go, he's sending her with a bag.
So
she can put no bag, but she go home with a bag.
I don't believe that.
He wanted to come back with a bag.
But see what
she coming back with nothing.
Caller, introduce yourself.
Man, this King Job, man.
King Job.
Man. See, this the thing about it, my brother. First of all, you stop complaining, because it sounds like you probably asking fault for custody. So when the child come there, ain't nobody sending no children to your house with no suitcase. You need to have your children in their own clothes and shoes, or pajamas at your house. That's the rules, bro.
Okay.
That's how it goes. You send them back with one outfit. If your children want to take a pair of shoes you got at their dad's house home, let the child do what they want to do. Stop letting these parents dictate the relationship between you and your kids, man. Your kids want something fresh. Keep them fresh.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And see, because I don't know what you're complaining about, bro. Like, I have two girls, bro. I have two babies. And when my babies come to my house, I don't buy cheap outfits. They got polo skirts and matching polo skirts. And so I keep their clothes clean at their house, and I'm not going to send them home naked. Yeah, I'll send them home with one outfit and a pair of shoes, but I'm not going to send them back home with a suitcase either.
Okay, I hear that. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. To the people.
You articulated that very well for me, Jab.
Keep it at your house. Yeah.
That's really like you need clothes at your house. If y'all are co-parenting, if you're in a co-parenting situation, really, they need stuff at both houses.
So when they come, they got stuff. I get
like
that.
So you telling me that in your house you got a room for them and there ain't nothing in there?
I'm just
because that's what it sounds like.
Blessed out. We was able to figure it out earlier. I don't have any reality with that situation at all. So I appreciate those who commented who do.
Yeah, Rush say, I've experienced both sides of this. At the end of the day, once you become aware that she's like that, then you adjust and get them stuff.
There you go. Yeah, once you see what it is, that's what it is.
Thank you, Dan. Happy Independence Day, my guy.
Kiana, tell the guys to shut up because they don't.
Oh yeah, they sharing their brain right now.
Happy Independence Day. What Royce say? Royce say plus.
Oh, he already.
Stuff
oh, go ahead.
I don't like my kid. Plus, she might send stuff I don't like. My kid's always fresh with me, usually because of me. Keep it love. My daughter, she says, I agree with Jab and Q. The daddy might need to have basic necessities at their house, clothes and a toothbrush at the bare minimum.
Right.
Okay, appreciate that. Keep it love. She about to have twins, man. She going in.
Hey, congratulations.
Going in.
Boom, boom, boom,
congratulations.
Week ahead. Yeah, we're gonna be welcoming the arrival of twins, man. So yeah, that's exciting, y'all.
That is.
So thank you for the send of that letter, Pop. I hope that helps. Sound like you just gotta suck it up. Make sure that you have what you need for your child at your spot. And
she ain't send them with nothing.
And when you send them back, you don't send them with nothing either. Sound like.
You just send them with an outfit, like they say. It's like it's okay. Yeah. Like you're not being. This is not being petty.
Okay.
Like you guys, if they got a room at your house, and unless y'all talked about something special, other than that, you at your house.
All right.
Yeah, that's really it.
All right, so what y'all got? Any upcoming? What's happening? Friday night done right, weather permit. Definitely will be there tonight. I won't be there, but the volunteers will be in place. Yeah, my wife, we got plans. But the volunteers will be there Friday night done right. Kids will be able to get in for free from 7 to 9. So y'all come over to the Child's Park pool. We also, again, weather permitting, we'll be doing a canvas on Saturday. Where we're going out talking to our neighbors, getting to know our neighbors, continuing to put neighbor back in the hood. You can meet us in the morning at 9:30 at Child's Park if you want to join us with this canvas. And then there's also going to be an evening shift where we'll be going out from 6:30 until about 8 to talk to our neighbors again, putting neighbor back in the hood. So y'all make sure that y'all get engaged, get involved, stay engaged, stay involved.
We got what you got?
St. Pete Source. Big shouts out to St. Pete Source. I'm trying to pick it up.
Yeah, www.stpetesource.
Yes. Business owners get involved.
Yep.
Over 5,000 touches that you would get because they're sending this out. Mailers in the mail to 5,000 residents, St. Pete residents, and it is for your area. So this is direct.
Hyper local is what it's saying. Yeah.
So like you get on there, and when you sign up, there is a raffle that one person gets it for free to be put on the flyer as well. And this is going to be mailed out. This is the new place to be if you're a business. Yeah. This weekend I'm we got family flew in.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start gearing up for tonight and tomorrow.
Okay, so Karen said thank you for the message that I put on my Facebook page about what politics is. And so I think I got a couple seconds just to share, because what it was I was hearing a lot of people saying that, like, they don't do politics and politics ain't this and politics ain't that. And so to be clear, I'm just going to read this in the few minutes I got. Politics is basically about who gets what. So who gets the funding, who gets the contract, who gets the resources, the budgets, the policies, the priorities. They decide a lot. But here's the other truth, y'all. When we're united, we don't just wait on systems. We build our own. We clean up our blocks. We raise the next generation. We support each other's businesses. We feed our neighbors and we look out for each other. The power is definitely in the people. And it's not just about making noise. A lot of times when we say power to the people, it's about making noise. It's not always about making noise. It's about making decisions. Sometimes it's either or, and sometimes it's both and. So we can organize to make sure that we get what's ours, and we can also unite and build what we need. So that was just a moment that I was having, seeing what was going on, and then having a reflection as a former council member where people just don't understand what politics really is. So
that's amazing.
So if you want to know, go to your brother John's page, and you can get more information about that. And Rodney Bennett told me I should put it in the ebook, so that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay.
And we'll be able to put that out and distribute it. So for those who are confused, you'll be able to get some clarity.
All right. So be the change you want to be. See.
Yep.
Write down those 5 things. Stay tuned for Sister Hughes.
Make you lose your shoes and shout all around the house. This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
And Mr. Edmund.
And we